When my wife, Amelia, invited me to her office party, I didn't think much of it. She worked at a well-known law firm in the city, and although she often talked about the stressful workload and long hours, she rarely mentioned the people she worked with. I agreed to come because she wanted me there, and I wanted to support her. What she didn't know, however, was that I had a very personal connection to that firm, one that would soon change everything. As we arrived, the party was in full swing. The firm had rented out an upscale hotel ballroom, decorated elegantly with lights and polished marble floors. I could tell they wanted to impress. People were dressed in their finest suits and dresses, laughing, networking, and sipping champagne. Amelia looked stunning, though I noticed how nervous she was as she introduced me to a few of her colleagues. Soon, she brought me over to meet her boss, a tall, arrogant-looking man named Martin Cole. He was the managing partner of the firm, or at least, that's what everyone thought. He shook my hand with a half-hearted grip and gave me a fake smile that didn't reach his eyes. "So, you're Amelia's husband," he said, looking me up and down as if I were out of place. "Yes," I replied calmly. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Cole." He smirked. "And what do you do, Mr. Smith?" "I'm guessing something simple." His tone carried a hint of mockery, and a few people around us chuckled politely. Amelia looked uncomfortable, but she didn't speak up. I could feel the heat rise in my chest, but I forced a smile. "I'm in business," I said vaguely. "I manage a few companies here and there." "Oh, really?" he said, raising an eyebrow. "Well, this is a law firm, hardly the kind of place someone like you would understand. We deal with real clients, big names, and actual strategy." His words were sharp, and the laughter around us grew. Amelia tried to change the subject, but he waved her off, clearly enjoying the attention. I wanted to put him in his place right there, but I waited. It wasn't time yet. Instead, I played along, asking questions, pretending to be impressed by his self-praise. He boasted about how he practically ran the company, and how the mysterious investor who owned the firm never even showed up. I could barely hold back a laugh. That mysterious investor was me. 3 years earlier, I had quietly bought the law firm through a holding company after spotting its potential. I'd left the management untouched because I wanted to see how well the team could perform independently. I had trusted the partners to keep it running professionally. Apparently, Martin had let that power go straight to his head. Later that evening, Martin decided to make a show of me. He stood near the stage, microphone in hand, calling for everyone's attention. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, smirking toward me, "we have among us tonight a guest of honor, Amelia's husband. He says he runs a few businesses. Let's hope one day he can afford one of our services." Laughter filled the room. Amelia's face turned pale with embarrassment. I stayed silent for a moment, then calmly walked toward him. "That's quite a speech, Mr. Cole," I said. "But I think there's something you don't know." The laughter died down as I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out a small envelope. I handed it to him. Inside is a letter from the firm's actual owner, me. His face went blank. He opened the letter, scanned it, and froze. The firm's legal seal and my signature were clearly visible. A stunned silence fell over the entire ballroom. You're the owner," he stammered. "Yes," I said evenly. "I've owned this firm for the past 3 years. And tonight, I came to see how my employees treat guests and their co-workers." The color drained from his face. Amelia's eyes widened in disbelief as everyone began whispering. "I think we've seen enough of your leadership," I continued. "Starting tomorrow, your position as managing partner is terminated. HR will handle your exit." He tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come out. He simply lowered his head and walked off the stage, humiliated. The room remained quiet for a few seconds until a round of nervous applause broke out. Amelia stood frozen, not knowing what to say. I turned to her and smiled softly. "I didn't want to embarrass anyone," I said quietly, "but respect goes both ways. No one should insult another person without knowing who they truly are." That night, as we drove home, Amelia apologized repeatedly for how her boss had treated me. I told her it wasn't her fault, but that I was glad the truth came out. She later admitted she'd always suspected there was something different about how I handled things, but never imagined I owned the company she worked for. The next morning, I received dozens of emails from partners and employees, apologizing for their behavior and thanking me for attending. I didn't reply to most of them. I didn't need to. The message had been sent clearly enough. Respect isn't about position, title, or wealth, it's about character. And as for Martin Cole, he learned that night that arrogance can blind even the smartest man to the truth standing right in front of him.